Welcome back to Coding with Pizza Technologies. I am your host Keith Baraka, and today we are starting out HTML formatting. Now, yesterday we did styles, paragraphs, and headings, as you can clearly see here. And today we are going to start HTML formatting. Okay. HTML formatting. HTML formatting. This contains several elements for defining text with a special meaning. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, HTML formatting elements are as follows. The element B for bold text, the element strong, for important, the element I, small I, not caps, for italic text, the element EM or M for emphasize text, the element mark for marked text, the element small for smaller text, the element del for deleted text, the element ins for inserted text, the element sub for subscript text, the element sup SUP for superscript text. Okay. Now in HTML, B defines a bold text, and it defines a bold text without any extra importance. Okay. Let's take an example here. Now let's give this a B. Okay. As you can clearly see, just made this is my bold. Just made this is my bold. Okay. Now the HTML strong element, the strong element here, defines a text with strong importance. The content inside is typically displayed in bold. Therefore, it can be B for bold or strong. Let's change it here and see what happens. As you can clearly see, it has remained bold. Bold for the importance. Okay. Now, the I and EM elements. The I element defines a part of text that is an alternate voice or mood. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. Let's take example here. This one is already strong. Let's change here. First paragraph. Place it as I. And then here at the end, we can place I. As you can see here, it is on the first paragraph basis that this has been turned into an italic. Okay. I hope you're in understanding. Now, the EM defines an emphasized text. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. It can be done as I or as EM. It still remains to be italic, but it's an emphasized text, clearly. Now, the small element, as we saw, small, let's try and change it here. I'll just change every word here to become, every word on this specific sentence to become a small letter. We're in an agreement there. The mark element The mark element defines a text that should be highlighted or marked. Like, say we create something here where let's create another paragraph. Okay, then we do mark. And then you can still dry it. Now, this is a mark here. It has already marked. Now, the del, this element here, the del element, defines a text that has been deleted from a document. We could create ours here and say favorite car is, then do del. Now clearly, as you can see here, this is a deleted from the document. As you can see, del defines a text that has already been deleted. Now, the ins, the ins element, defines a text that has been inserted into a document. Browsers will usually underline the inserted text. E.g., say we do, and then we don't even have to change the whole thing here. We can just do this del there, and then let's see, let's bring our memories back. You can clearly see it has removed Toyota and inserted Ferrari. Now that is the insert and the del elements. The sub element defines a subscript text. Subscript text appears half a character. Half a character. Okay. Now, the HTML sub element defines a subscript text. Subscript texts appear half a character below the normal line and is sometimes rendered by a smaller font A subscript text can also be used for chemical formulas such as H2O. Now, let's write it out. Created a second paragraph here. Let's use it. As you can clearly see, this is water in chemistry, H2O. Now that the 2 here is a subscript. Let us create a superscript, the SUP. Wait, what is a superscript? Superscript element defines a superscript text which appears half a character above the normal line. Like, say, example. Even this is too far. Could do, and then you can see this one here is a superscript. Okay, now we are going to move from the formatting elements to HTML quotation and citation elements. Quotation and citation elements. In this chapter, we will go through, just write it down. So these are the elements we will be going through this chapter. Okay. We start with the block quote for quotations. Okay, now the HTML block quote element defines a section that is quoted from another source. Okay. Now, browsers usually indent block quote elements. Okay, now take example of this place. Let's remove this, then put something else. Let me copy paste something from my browser. As you can clearly see, in the event that I choose to do this, here we have something that is just written down. But once it goes into a website format, our whole file here will show an indentation of sorts. And then at the end, down there, this should not be here. The end down here is that. As you can see, all of it just became indented just over that one change, the block code. Okay, now HTML queue. Short quotations. The HTML queue tag defines a short quotation. Browsers normally insert the quotation mark around the quotation. Okay, so let's go back here. Like this. So wait, let's see, let's try and change something here. Let's maybe change this, but not even that. Let's change this here. This, you could cut that and paste it here, like so. You can clearly see it has changed. It has given it quotation marks. Okay, now the HTML abbreviation tag defines the HTML abbreviation tag defines an abbreviation or an acronym like HTML, CSS, Mr., Dr., ASAP, or ATM. Making abbreviations can give useful information to browsers. Making abbreviations can give useful information to browsers, translation systems, and search engines. Okay, now here we can do something like okay, now the United Nations, UN, is a worldly organization. Okay, so United Nations is the abbreviation title is United Nations, but the abbreviation itself is UN. Now, the HTML address for contact information. The HTML address tag defines the contact information for the author, owner, or owner of a document, basically, or an article. The contact information can be an email address, URL, physical address, phone number, social media handle, etc. The text in the address element usually renders in italic, and browsers will always add a line break before and after the address element. An example is let's get an address here. Address written by your pick. As you can clearly see, this is an address. Here, it has been rendered in italic. Okay. Now we're going to do a site for work title. Site for work title. Okay. Now, the HTML site tag defines the title of a creative work, e.g., a book, a poem, a song, movie, painting, or a sculpture. The text in the site element usually renders in italic. Okay, take that for example here. Now, okay. Or say, we could say Evil Dead is a horror movie. Now, this is a site in reference to a movie. Now, we have the HTML BDO for bidirectional override. The BDO stands for bidirectional override. Just going to paste it here. The BDO stands for bidirectional override. The HTML BDO tag is used to override the current direction. The current text direction. Take an example here as I wind up. BDO equal RTL Let's change that. Let's change it here. There has to be an error here. Let me go and do some research on this, and then when we meet for our next lesson tomorrow, we'll have an answer for here. But it should be able to change the bidirectional override to give it an override. Therefore, the letters will be running with the RTL here. Letters should be going from, no, words should be going from right to left. If it was LTR, it would be left to right. Okay, it's been nice having you today. Have a great night. Feel free to subscribe, like this video. Thank you.